Oh, hi everyone. I'm Lisa. So excited to be here with you all. What is my favorite tool? Gosh, I would say my stamping platform, which is my Misty. I have quite a few of them. I have the original and I have a mini. And both of these I think are essential for stamping clear stamps, rubber stamps, any type of stamps. There's lots of different platforms out there. These were just the originals, and I think they are very well designed. And they just make stamping so simple because it creates a nice even pressure for your stamps and you get a great impression. And then if you lift it up and you see that you need to re-ink or you need to restamp somewhere, it just perfectly places it back. And then you don't have to worry about everything shifting and you have to restamp everything. So that is probably my favorite tool. What on the inside of my cards, lots of times I will leave them blank, mainly because I don't know who I will send them for to. But if I have an idea of who I want to send it to, I will complete the inside. So, like on our card for today, a lot of times I'll carry the theme from the front and then bring it to the inside. So I'll do just like uh, a light stamping of something that follows through. And then if I don't use, like, this one just happens to have the sentiment incorporated into the card. If I don't, I'll go ahead and stamp the sentiment and then leave myself plenty of room for writing because I do tend to get a little wordy when I send my greetings. So I just like to kind of carry through the theme from the front to the middle, either with a stamp or maybe a little embellishment, something very flat so it doesn't build up the card. My favorite card making technique, I love anything that has to do with ink. So ink blending, ink smushing, anything that can get kind of messy. I love that type of stuff. So I love to use any kind of water reactive inks like the dye inks or distress inks, either the regular or the oxides, anything that can react with water. And I also love to use those for watercoloring, just because I can get a lot of different techniques done with those types of inks. Right? Isn't it fun? I love that it's just a basic, really simple design, but you can do so many things with whatever you have in your stash just to connect the top to the bottom. And then you just have this little element that pops out from the center. And even you could even change it and do it like a top fold and then have it, sorry, and then have it pop like this. So then you connect these two sides and then maybe have something in the center. It's just, I don't know, it's just super fun to play with. And I just, whatever you have in your stash to just create a new little element for your cards, that's just a surprise. A lot of people aren't expecting that to happen. I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Do I keep a large card stash to send from, or do I make as I go? Both. Actually, I make a lot of cards, so I end up with a big stash, but then sometimes like something will come up for a person, like their birthday, especially the guys in my life, and a new stamp or a new product will come out, and I just think that's perfect for them. So I'll create for them at that time, but then I have a bunch of stash that I can pull from, like sympathy or thinking of you or get wells. Those are kind of things that I always have on hand because then I can just grab those and send those out when I need them. Plus, a lot of my family and friends, they love to go through my stash. They just cleaned me out, so I'm gonna have to work really hard this year. My favorite fun fold card. I just love them all. I think I like the easy ones, just because I don't like to get too complicated. I'm a simple gal. So I just like really simple designs that just you can enhance with whatever products you have in your stash. So like the one I did today is really fun. The one that Galen is doing is another one of my favorites. I just love that little interactive element, where the flap folds and then you have another little flap and then you can just kind of reveal things as the card opens. So I love Z folds, any of those types of fun folds where it's just really simple, but as you reveal each layer, it just gets a little more interesting. Scrap paper. Interesting. So I do sort of. I have like I'm gonna show. I have this, and I have had this since the beginning of time. And I'll be honest with you, I never go into it. It really is just a catch-all for a lot of things, and I rarely look at it. So what I do now is keep my bigger pieces, and then I keep it with my packaging. I don't separate it out anymore. Like I'll just throw them into the front of my cards here, or in the front of my pack of cardstock or my pattern paper. I keep them all together, and I only keep like large pieces, and then I toss the rest because I know it's really pretty, but it ends up just sitting there and I'll never get to it. So this has worked better for me by um, being selective with what I'm keeping, like larger pieces, and then keeping them with their original packaging. I think I've kind of shown how I'm not a very I'm kind of organized, but not. I have a basket for like all my recent creations. I'll just kind of throw them in here, and then I have them like easy access for anything that's coming up recent. And then anything that is like sympathy or Christmas or get well, any of those, I'll kind of organize them in their own little boxes, and they go into like my little storage room over here. And that way I can at least know what occasion they go to. And then like things like birthday and thank yous and all that kind of stuff, I kind of keep more easy access. I love a like a guillotine trimmer. I have this one back here. This is my go-to. It's like a big boy. It's just a swing line guillotine cutter. That's my favorite for like card bases. Basically, I go to that as my go-to. The other one I really like is one of these, and that kind of helps with like the card today because you can see where that blade is. Like it marks it perfectly. So if I want to cut in the center of my card, or if I want a precision where I know the blade's going to end, this little guy comes in handy. And then I also have like this little guillotine. This is an old tonic kind of Tim Holtz style. And I like it because it's little. It's just easy access and right handy in case I need something small. Favorite storage tip. I just keep everything together now. So if there's a collection, like what I use today, I just keep them stored together in these little envelopes. They're magnetic. So the stamp goes in the front and then their coordinating dies go on the back. So these have become my lifesaver, and then they just organize perfectly. I keep like my scraps with my cardstock, and they all go in Ziploc bags now. So those are probably my biggest tip, is just keeping the things in that go together stay together. Inspiration. I've been doing this for, oh gosh, over 20 years. And I get my inspiration from the products themselves and the people I think I'm gonna create for, and then techniques. So I love to follow people for like creative ways to use ink or creative card designs. I'll go on Pinterest. I love to follow people on Instagram. So those are probably my two things. Oh, and then YouTube, just because, it's nice to see somebody create something that can inspire me to try something new. These have been all great questions. Something on my wish list I want to purchase soon. That's a good question. I just kind of recently got I like Christmas and and Brown Thursday is when I usually get something big, and I just got the Better Press system. So I'm leaning more into those letterpress plates, and foiling. I have a glimmer. So those are kind of things I'm looking at now and having on my wish list to kind of play with a little bit more, because it's not something I've played with a lot in the past. So I think that would be fun to kind of add to my repertoire and my cards. Yes, all the time, right? I a big tip that I've learned from some of my friends is like Christmas, you make one a month. Just do it. Just pull something out and make a Christmas card. Birthday cards, same thing. I know I'm gonna have a birthday coming up eventually, so I like to just make sure I do a birthday card a month, make sure I do a thank you card, sympathy card. All those things are just occasions that are gonna happen all the time. So if you make one card a month, that is an occasion that'll be down the road that will help build up your stash. Just depends on how much time you have and how many you can create in a month. So that's what I like to do. Pens that work on dark cardstock. Interesting. Um, I don't really use pen. Well, the only like the white pen, I love. What are these things called? So sorry. Let's see. Jelly rolls. These are probably my favorite gel pens that will show up on dark cardstock. And they come in a set of 12, I think, so different colors. So if you're looking for writing, these would be the ones I would say. If you're looking for coloring, there's some acrylic, is that what they're called? Acrylic paint pens. Um, those are popular. I think those are by Brush Marker Pros. That's not something that I've really played around with. I usually work on white or craft. Those are my card colors that I usually work the most on. So that's a good question. I don't have a cut, brother scan and cut. I have a Cameo. I've had that for decades, probably one of the first ones, and I do love it. I am actually looking at the brothers scan and cut because I think it would be fun to be able to stamp and then just cut that sentiment out, and then you don't have to have as many coordinating dies that go with the stamps in particular. Um, I do like my Cameo. It's very easy to use. A lot of people love their Cricuts, which again is easy to use. But if you're looking for something that you can stamp and then have it cut out for you, the Brothers Scan and Cut is where you want to look. Something I wish I knew when I first started card making. That's a good question. You don't have to have all the things. I went and bought all the things, thinking that I would use them all. But honestly, I found out that I am very simple. I just like simple, basic things, and I like to play with what I have. And you can do a lot with the basics. So I think you just need to start with a few things that you really love and then kind of build from there. And don't fall into all the big new trends. Just kind of see if they stick around for a bit before investing. Favorite color combos? I do. I am a pink, kind of peachy kind of girl. I love to combine like pinks and peach. That's probably my biggest. I love blues, any types of teal. That's another big favorite of mine. I love teal with yellow, teal with red. Um, and anything that will go, both of those go with craft. So craft and white are my favorites, and usually the peachy pinks and the blues, like teals and yellow, goes great with craft too. I get them from Amazon. I think they might be in my supplies list if you check out the my supplies. If not, you can message me, and I will be happy to direct you to the ones. But I think they're in my supply list if I'm not mistaken. I just get them off of Amazon. Technique that I really disliked. That's a good question. Um, hmm, I don't think I have. There's just ones that I tend to gravitate more. I don't like anything that's, like, super complicated. I have a hard time with the, like, really detailed, layered mixed media. Not that I don't dislike it, I just have a hard time conceptually getting the look that I wanna get. Even though it is fun to play with, and I do it all the time, I just find that a little bit more challenging for me, which is something I wanna work on and get more comfortable with. I just think everything's fun. Everything is fun to try at least once and see where it takes you. Best white cardstock? That's a good question. My favorites, I have 2. The first one that I'm leaning towards more now is Hammermill Premium Color Cover. That is 100 pounds, and you can get that on Amazon. It's just easy to purchase. It's a bright white. It's a little bit more on the cool tone. So that is my favorite. It's nice and smooth. You can do lots of techniques on it. It's very, takes ink very well. You can color on it. My other favorite is Nina Solar White, which is Classic Crust. That's another classic one. That one's just more expensive, and it's more on the warmer tone. So I like having both of those options. Again, I'm really simple. I like to add a little bit of shimmer. So I can do that either with glitter glue or a glitter pen, something like a Wink of Stella. I love to add a little bit of shine that way. I love enamel dots. I love bows. Just something that's really simple, but adds just a little simple touch to kind of elevate it so it's not just paper and ink. The cards I make, I send. I like to send as many as possible. I always have birthdays, so that's always happening. And then my family and friends go through my stash a lot. In fact, my aunt just took a whole bunch with her back to South Dakota, and they're going to use them for her charities. They send flowers on behalf of lots of different community projects they have, and they always send a little note. There's a nursing home that her and her daughter both work at, and they like to give the residents some cards to kind of uplift their day or let them send out. They're going to put them in the little hospital um, area where people can pick one up and kind of leave a little note. So I just think they can just brighten everybody's day. So they go everywhere. I do kind of. I used to always make 2 of every design, but lately, what I like to do is to make 3 at a time with all of my supplies out and just make each one a little bit different. So they're not exact replicas, but they all use the same supplies, just in a little bit different ways. So I'll start, like, super simple, like a medium kinda design, and then like a little bit more complicated, and they kind of each step up, and that way I can just kind of play and use maybe my leftovers for one card or a new technique on one card, and just kind of play with everything when I have them all out. My favorite fun fold. So like this is like just anything that we can find. There's so many great inspirations out there, like on Pinterest or YouTube. I like the simple ones, like the one I did today. So those are probably my favorite ones. Anything that's not too complicated or too many cuts or too many steps. Yes, I do. My favorite craft cardstock is by Nina, which is the same as the Solar White Classic Crest, but theirs is called Desert Storm, and it's my favorite one, and I probably have not found one that will ever replace it. I keep trying, but it's definitely the Nina Desert Storm craft cardstock. Goodbye, everybody. It's been fun chatting with you. Any other questions, just join me in the group.